Thank you so much, Ido and Leonardo, for your presentation. And now it's time for another project by our 6 competitors, Paula, Alexandra, and Greta. They are university students from the Delft University of Technology, Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich, and the University of Twente, respectively. Their project is called Carbon-Wise, the process of designing an educational board game. According to them, board games have the potential of being an incredibly powerful medium for educating current and future generations on important topics such as global warming and resource management, which could be entertainingly conveyed through a fun game. However, creating an educational board game requires going through an entire design process to fully develop the potential fun idea. Let's find out from them how they did it.
Hello, judges. Hello, participants. And hello, those watching on the live stream. Who of you went on summer vacation last year or are planning to do so this year? Well, that's a lot of people. I think I can see that. And I think we can all agree that we all love traveling, which is the reason why the 3 of us have come together to develop an educational board game about traveling sustainably.
Actually, last summer, Greta and I went on this exciting interrail trip together to Scandinavia. During our trip, we noticed that traveling exclusively by train is very challenging, even though it is the most sustainable option. So that is why now we want to spread awareness of of the environmental impact of traveling and how people can reduce their carbon footprint in their daily life by making simple choices.
And making board games is an excellent way to learn and to connect with others. That is why we combined our passions to make this board game that entails elements of cooperation, competition, luck, and strategy. And on top of that, it has the educational aspect that, especially for young teens, is important to learn early on how to make more sustainable choices.
To design our board game, we use something called the design cycle. The design cycle is a cyclical process that helps guide you through designing your product by splitting it up into different steps. So up first, we did a goal and scope setting, which means that we did a survey to better understand what the most popular games were currently and the trends. And we also did market research to better understand the most important elements in different games. Furthermore, we also were able to compile, with all this research, a list of criteria with which we would later test our game.
Then we came up with 3 different concepts. Of these concepts, we chose one to develop into our first prototype. After some further play testing and different modifications, we are proud to present our final design.
Carbon-Wise. A board game that takes the players to a journey through Europe. It is about balancing traveling and CO2 emissions by selecting the best routes and transportations.
So, to better help you understand how our game works, we'd love to give you a short demonstration. So, the objective of our game is to travel the fastest to all your destinations while keeping your carbon footprint the lowest. And the first person that is able to travel to all their destinations stops the game, after which the winner is chosen by who has the lowest carbon score.
So during my turn, I have 2 choices to make. I can either decide to travel to my destinations, or I can decide to take action cards and compensate for my CO2. Now I decide to travel, I roll the dice, I roll a 3. And I can decide whether to take the car, train, or the plane. I decide to take the car, I go 3 steps, and then I mark my CO2 emissions on the CO2 scale.
Now that it is my turn, I see that Alexandra is already very close to her final destination, and I also see that her carbon emission is higher than mine. But still, I want to make sure that I win, of course, so I want to take an action. I take 2 action cards to try and compensate for my CO2 emissions. And as you can see here, the action card entails the points that you get or lose then the action that you did, and at the bottom you see the actual fact behind that. So there's the educational part. So I can take 2 cards, I select which one I want to keep and which one to give to someone else. So of course I will take the positive one and I will give the negative one to Alexandra.
We hope we've piqued your interest with our interesting game design and our game mechanics. However, it is important to mention that our game is still a work in progress. So we still want to playtest it further, add some more modifications, and also think especially about the CO2 emissions and about the game mechanics more. We furthermore want to think about putting our game on different materials or on a different platform.
Dear audience, this is just the beginning. We truly believe that our product or our game has potential, and we're so excited to keep developing it. With your help and expertise, we'd love to make it into a real product. So please, come by our booth, play our game, and let's find out who of you here is the wisest traveler. Thank you so much for your attention.
Hello, girls.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you here. I feel like you fit so well on our green couch.
It's all planned.
So my first question would be, how did it go on stage?
I think it went pretty well, except for maybe... maybe.
Unfortunately, our presentation had a mind of its own. But I think other than that, we really had a lot of fun. We really like presenting our projects. We feel like it's really for everyone to understand. So I think we enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. I think that's the most important thing. Now, you are free on this couch, and I don't think we would fit any more. How was this collaboration going? Was it a challenge to be three, or is it an advantage in your opinion?
So it was definitely a challenge at the beginning, especially coordinating over Zoom and WhatsApp calls, all the details of the whole thing, and there were some misunderstandings during the way, and there are still now. But it was definitely a bigger advantage, more because we are all university students and we all have our own study, and it was difficult to kind of fit this project next to our study.
Of course, I understand, but you did really great. You're in the top 10, so congratulations.
Thank you.
For that.
Thank you.
So what do you study, and are these studies helping you in any way in this project?
Yeah, for me it definitely is, because I study industrial design engineering, so I already knew about what the process is from starting from scratch and building something. Yeah, and also definitely the design of the product. Yeah.
Greta has been our rock star of our group. She was the main person behind the design, so she really is like our rock star. Awesome. And I currently do civil engineering, which also helped me with the design cycle and understanding what goes into designing something. So I think that maybe helped me a little bit.
For me, I study medicine actually.
Okay.
So something actually completely different. But I feel like it helped me a lot as well, because in our study we have very little group work, and here I could, compared to your studies, you have a lot of group work, and here I could really learn how to work in a group actually. Yeah.
Very nice.
With a very nice group.
You seem like it, I believe you.
Well, going back to your project, so it's all about gamification, right? So it seems like you love serious games. Do you apply this to yourselves? I mean, as students, do you use serious games for your respective fields to learn the material in medicine, in civil engineering, in industrial design? Or is there any serious game that you would recommend?
I think that in general, when you're trying to study something, especially for medicine, I think that's more memories-wise, but also for engineering, we also have to study things. I think the best way is to kind of make it personal to you. And I think that's also what gamification is about. You're trying to make it personal for the people that are playing it. So I think we all kind of apply that naturally when you're studying.
I think these are very good tips. Thank you girls very, very much, and big success for your university studies.
Thank you.
And looking forward to playing your game.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.